Progressive commentator Ana Kasparian recently published a Substack where she explained a lot of the reasons why she no longer affiliates with the political left. And to make a long story short, there's a lot of genuine thoughtful points in this, but a lot of the core messaging here is literally just that the left is crazy, right? These people have absolutely lost their minds. And if I were to be totally honest, perhaps that's a pretty valid reason to explain why you no longer associate with these people. But on a podcast with Jillian Michaels, Ana is about to explain a lot more about the reasons why she just grew to become disaffected with the political side of the aisle she once called home for so long, and we will react to that here today. So I'm Vince with Resist the Mainstream. Please do us a big favor. If you enjoy our content, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Why should you subscribe? Because you hitting that red button goes a long way in ensuring we can keep bringing you videos like this. And with that said, let's take a listen to one of the key stories, one of the core reasons why Ana had a political epiphany and decided to walk away from the left, in her own words.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yep.
And when you feel like you've been attacked by your people,
Right.
and now you're standing out there in the cold wondering what happened, and then the right opens the door, and I fight very hard within myself to stay in the center because I see the problems on the right. I have my whole life. I don't judge anyone for their opinions. I don't demonize anybody for those opinions. And I've grown out of it like you did. I thought I was the better person. I've learned my lesson. I will mea culpa it. But when Sean Hannity and Jesse Waters are willing to have a conversation about a hearing on health at the Capitol, and CNN tells me I'm anti-science, I mean, my God, where do you think I'm going to lean?
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing?
I think a lot of people find themselves in that position, and it's uncomfortable, right? Because if you are proceeding through life with an understanding of what your morals, your principles, and values are, then you won't really get sucked into a party you don't belong in. The first time I was pretty viciously demonized by my own side was when I opened up about...
Yeah, but that's precisely their problem. They always eat their own.
The first time I was pretty viciously demonized by my own side was when I opened up about, I've talked about this so many times, I feel bad repeating it, but it was really that big moment for me, right?
Yeah, mine was you're a fat shamer because I said I didn't want Lizzo to die of diabetes. I was like, wait, when did we start celebrating?
And now she's getting healthy. Now she's working out.
I watched them attack her, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it to start. Or say she's on Ozempic. I saw that happen.
Oh,
she's
I
like,
saw
I'm
that
not
too.
on Ozempic. I was like, can we just...
No, I'm proud of her. We should celebrate people wanting to better themselves and better their lives. Instead, there's this effort to basically tell people you're fine the way you are. You don't need to change a thing, even if that thing is slowly killing you. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's the empathy you talked about.
Yeah.
And Gad Saad, did you ever read The Parasitic Mind?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, Anna, you must read it. Gad Saad calls it suicidal empathy. And it's dysregulated empathy. But I interrupted you. Tell me about your...
Suicidal empathy. I think that's actually a great way to explain what's going on in our country right now, right? Springfield, Ohio, a town of 40,000 people, and we're gonna add 20,000 Haitian migrants there. Well, if you say anything about it, but the Haitians are refugees. They need a home. What are you gonna do? Don't worry if it destroys your entire town and causes a bunch of problems and you're in no position to handle it. Suicidal empathy. Great way to put it, actually. I love that term. It's awesome.
Your moment of when they went after you the first time.
Yeah, so it was so weird because it was unexpected, super unexpected. In 2022, it was around March, I was walking my dog. It was not quite dark yet, but the sun was setting. As I'm walking my dog, I see these two guys that were just kind of moving around weirdly. They seemed kind of manic and their clothes were tattered. So I knew that they were probably homeless. And I also knew that they're probably on something just based on the twitchy way they were acting. But living in LA, I mean, there's homeless people everywhere, right? So I've never had problems. I didn't think anything of it. But as I was bending down to pick up my dog's mess, one of the guys grabs me by my hips, and he had an erection.
Oh God.
And just starts humping me. And I I didn't know what to do. Like, I was terrified. I didn't have a weapon on me.
Yep.
Like, I had no way of defending myself. I didn't know how far it was going to go because it's two guys. I'm by myself with my little dog. It was one of the most terrifying things ever because I'm pretty good at defending myself. In that moment, I just knew there was no option.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And luckily, he stopped and they just laughed at me and walked away as they were laughing at me. And so there was the fear and then the humiliation and weirdly shame. Like I felt ashamed for some reason. And it was awful. And it was really taking a toll on my mental health because I have to walk my dog, right? So at least 2 or 3 times a day, I'm going outside kind of scared. And so I opened up about this on the show.
Now, you may hear this entire story and think, okay, but what could it possibly have to do with politics? Now, if you're aware and informed enough, you might know that a lot of the progressive policies in Los Angeles and California are enabling these types of people to run wild and free on the streets. But even that aside, what about this story made Ana so disaffected with the left? Well, it's a lot crazier than you think, right? Because this is not just, oh, far left policies caused this. No, take a listen in a second how the left actually treated Ana when she opened up about what is obviously here a very traumatic and terrible story. All right, let's check it out.
Not really thinking much of it. And before I know it, I'm starting to get these messages and it's like really, really harsh stuff. And it's about how you are painting a picture of the homeless community. You know, how could you be like this? You know, these are your unhoused neighbors and they need help. A few people accused me of being racist when I had never disclosed the race of the individuals who did this to me. And in fact, they were white. And so like when they started accusing me of being racist, I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you assuming that the people who did this?
Of course.
Yeah, like, I think you might have a problem here.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that woke me up. That woke me up because I'm like, oh my God.
They eat their own, mama.
Some of the people.
They eat their own on the extreme left.
Some of the people that I've associated myself because I thought these are the good people.
Yep.
These are the ones who don't treat others differently based on their skin colors. No, they definitely have stereotypes in their head and are totally blind to the fact that they have those stereotypes and in fact go around accusing others of being bad actors when they themselves need to do the work. You know, this phrase they like to say a lot, do the work. Do the work and ask yourself, why did you have that stereotype in your head?
Oh my gosh, you said you watched a little bit of the interview I did with.
So obviously, ever since then, Ana has been on a little bit of a political journey, I guess a character arc you could call it. Now, I've seen, including Daily Mail and many others, have kind of ridiculed the entire situation. They said, oh, Ana got assaulted by one homeless guy, and all of a sudden she's a right-winger because of it. But it's a lot deeper than that, right? Because it's not just about the fact that this happened to her. It's a combination of, number one, she probably looks at some of the policies in California and says, well, they're making things dangerous, and that's certainly true. But more importantly than that, it's because literally she was mocked, ridiculed, and insulted for being a victim of sexual assault, okay? And in that moment, she kind of realized, maybe I don't identify with these insane lunatics as much as I think I do. And ever since then, I guess she started to ask questions. She's still evolving a lot politically, but hey, she's now saying, well, I'm not going to associate with the left anymore because these people are lunatics. And honestly, if I were to break it down, that is like a pretty valid reason to stop associating with a group of people. Yeah, they're insane. They're terrible. They're evil. You know, and obviously there are rational aspects of it too, right? Ana is a thought out person. She has reasons for the things she believes. But hey, sometimes, yes, a personal experience in your life, especially when it is this deeply intertwined with politics, can change the way you look at things. One could almost make the argument or the joke that the best way to get people to stop believing in leftism is to show them the consequences of their own ideas. I don't know, just saying. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. And until next time, I've been Vince with Resist the Mainstream. Peace.